jazz lovers, I'm gonna link this playlist down below and all the playlists that I'm listening to while I'm decorating my tree. This year, Zach turned on music the first day, like Christmas music. And yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm not ready to burn myself out on Christmas music yet. So I wanted to listen to like some winter, like jazz, but has a little bit of that like winter chime to it, if that makes sense. So I was listening to that yesterday. I think I had a Charlie Brown playlist on, which was very nice. And then today I was like, you know what? I just want something relaxing and calming, but still romantic and wintry and cozy. So I found this autumn playlist and it is so lovely. This is like a whole new experience for me. I haven't done this. I've always played Christmas music when I decorate the tree, but switching to this more like wintry fall jazz, it is like a whole new experience. It's so chic and sophisticated and elegant, and I just feel so calm and like a whole different kind of joy, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Try it out, see if you like it. If you're into jazz, I highly recommend these playlists. So I'll have those linked down below as well. And I've never done this before. I'm into it. It's very, very, very nice. I don't know why, but I'm really vibing with it. Holiday season, and I have already started decorating. Today we're gonna do an apartment tour of the decor that I have up so far. What's different about this year than I've done in the past is I'm actually going to add more Christmas decor the day after Thanksgiving. That's kind of my plan. So when I was pulling out all of my decor, I really loved a lot of my fall decor this year. So I kind of wanted to intertwine my Christmas with my fall instead of taking all the fall down and just doing Christmas. So the way that I made this possible is I did an all silver tree, which definitely complements what I have going on in the house. As you guys know, I have been absolutely obsessed with silver. I don't know why, but I am so in love with it. So my tree right now is all silver ornaments mixed with some clear ornaments. And then the day after Thanksgiving, I'm gonna add shiny vintage red ornaments to the tree. So I'm going to add a lot more red, but I thought I would do a tour of the apartment, show you what I have going on so far. I am so in love with this tree this year. It is so beautiful. And I wanna talk you through what I did. So this year it's actually very similar to what I had last year, but even more silver, and I want to thrift and get some more silver ornaments from Amazon. I purchased some of these from Amazon and I want more. I want like a lot on here. But basically this tree, I've actually had this tree for the past few years. It is such a good tree. It's a pre-lit, mine's 7.5 foot. And I add twinkle lights to it. And I love the mixture because it's very elegant, but I love the twinkle lights, but this actually has some depth in size and like some twinkles, some stay on. So I just really love this look. I will say it's obviously extra work. It took me a whole day just to do the tree. It took me a couple hours, but I was too tired to move on to the next step. So that's why I took the whole day. But basically what I do with the tree is I start back at the wall, plug in the outlet, and then I weave branch by branch. Each branch, I weave in the twinkle lights. It is a bit of extra work, but it is so worth it. I turn on some Christmas jazz, or I'll even watch a movie or a podcast, and I just go to town. And if you're someone like me who has a lot of patience, I think it's worth it. Anyway, so I added the twinkle lights, which is the exact same thing that I did last year. And then I added my garland. So this garland, I actually already placed an order for 4 more because there's none on the back side, it's only on the front. But this year, what I decided to do was double up my garland, and I am obsessed with the way that this looks. It just looks so elegant and so beautiful. Now, one thing, when I get the second the second set of garland in, I might swag mine a little bit more. It is really beautiful, but I kind of almost want like a deeper swag. So that's one thing I might switch up. Also, I will have my silver ornaments that can be linked down below. My garland will also be linked. This garland is such good quality. I love it. Even though it's plastic, it is such good quality garland. And I've had it for the past few years, and it just adds this elegance to my tree that is so like breathtaking. And then these clips right here, these candle clips, I love to add these to the tree because it does give the tree a little bit of that old world vibe, which definitely complements my decor. These actually sold out years ago, but I found some almost identical to these, so these will be linked down below. But I think they add this charm to the tree that I just adore. Another thing that I think is an absolute must, once I put these on the tree, after I got all of my, I started with my lights, then I added my garland, then I added all of my silver ornaments because I wasn't sure if I was gonna add the clear. Then I added these icicles, these glass icicles, which you can get these off Amazon. Mine I did find at the vintage store, but I'm almost positive they're the same as the ones on Amazon. So I think I'm gonna order more of these because they added this like drip effect that also felt very elevated, and just like once I added these on, I was like, oh yes. And maybe it's because it added a little bit more shape to the tree. I'm not sure, but they're so beautiful. They are so, I love that they're glass too. That's the same thing with my silver ornaments. I like to get the glass because, I don't know, I think they shine just a little bit differently. Another thing I did when decorating the tree is I used floral wire to attach my ornaments. And I love this because, one, if you bump the tree, your ornament's not going anywhere. You can kind of, twist it on, and it just makes and you can put the ornament exactly where you want it, which I think is so, so nice. I've been doing this for the past couple of years, and it just works out so much better. It's a little bit more work to take it off, but again, I mean, decorating for Christmas is just work. It really is. Like, it does take some time. But that's the tree this year. Like I said, I do want to add more silver ornaments, so I think I'm gonna I haven't ordered more, but I think I'm gonna get those ordered, and still be looking for vintage ornaments at the thrift store, silver. Then the day after Thanksgiving, like I said, I'm gonna add red. Not a ton, but just enough to switch up the season from November to December, or like Thanksgiving to Christmas. I am one of those who kind of loves the blend of the two. My birthday's a week after Christmas. I try to separate it from Christmas as much as possible. And I take down my Christmas tree the day after Christmas. So I like to start early because I want to enjoy my tree and my decor for as long as possible, but I also want my birthday to be separate. But yeah, that's the Christmas tree. I really, really love the way it turned out this year. Oh, one more thing about the garland that I wanted to talk about. When you are doing your garland, I think one big tip is when you come to the point right here, you want your garland to come to a point as well. If it's separated, it doesn't look as like professional, I guess, or like it just looks a little bit messy, which is, I mean, that's a look too, but I connected mine so that they were together, and then they swag together, and then they come together, and I really like that. And then I put an ornament at each point that the garland came. So if the garland came right here, an ornament went right there. And I just thought that that looked very, almost like a cake. You know how like cakes have that, and then they'll have a little bow or whatever, a little rose. I really, 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 really love the the garland. And then my tree topper, this star is actually a few years old. I believe I bought that from CB2. If it's available, I will link it. But other than that, my tree is very simple. I like simple decor. In my windows, I have these candles, and these are one of my very favorite decor pieces that I have added. I got these last year, and our last apartment didn't have windows. We just had 2 big sliding glass doors. But when I saw that these had windows, I immediately ordered these last year, because when I was a kid, I went caroling and I saw this one house with candles in the windows, and it just was the most magical feeling to me. So I always told myself, when I have windows, I am gonna do that. So I have windows. These are so nice because they have a little sensor right here, and I put this facing out, and when it goes dark, let me see if I can get it. They turn on when the sun goes down. And then when the sun comes up, they turn off, and the batteries lasted me all year last year. So these are so good. I love that these have the rib detailing as well, because even though they're in the window, I still want them to be beautiful. I love the point on the candle. I love these. I think that they are so beautiful. Now, I know you can buy some that have plug-ins, but I didn't want any more cords. I just want these to sit in the window and do their thing. So definitely a must for me this year. And I don't know, it's just so old world and so beautiful, and I just love it. This is our media console. Zach actually built me this table years ago. It was made for a completely different area of our home, but we've been using it as our media console for the past while. But I kind of like its size because it kind of feels like a mantle, especially around Christmas. So right now I have my, what is this called? Juniper garland. I might thicken this up, mix in my cypress garland, but I feel like this garland matched the tree a little bit better. And maybe later on, deeper into the season, I might add more and make it really lush and thick. On the console here, I have these stockings. Now, I love these stockings. I bought these from Terrain years ago, but I think I'm gonna be replacing these with either a linen stocking with our name or initial embroidered on the front, or, and I'll pop them on screen, these cream velvet stockings from Quince. I think that these are so elegant and a little bit more dressy, which is what my style has been recently. I love mixing that like rustic, like I have my dough bowls, with something a little bit more elegant instead of this feels a little bit more cabin, or maybe not cabin, what's the word? Rustic, I guess is the only word I can think of. So I'm debating about those two, and I think linen is kind of a good mixture of the two because I can do the embroidery, which dresses them up a little bit. But for now, I pulled out our stockings that we had last year and just put them up, but this will be changing, and I will update you guys when I make that change. This bow is actually from last year. I'll be switching this out for a red bow after Thanksgiving. These bells are from McGee & Co, but I got these a couple years ago, so I don't know if they're still available. And then I just filled my dough bowl full of some leftover ornaments that I had, and I actually didn't put any of these on the tree because I wanted them all in this bowl. I wanted it as full as possible. And I think every single one of these ornaments are from Home Goods over the years. And then I just have my vintage nutcracker down there at the bottom. This is what I meant when I said I really love some of the fall decor, like the throw blanket on the back of my couch. I just wasn't ready to put this away yet, so I left it here. And I thought if I did simple Christmas decor to introduce like that holiday season, then I could keep my chocolate brown. So I think it actually looks really, really beautiful with the silver. And then here you get the view. I'll actually put a view of this at night on the screen because it does look so much better. But when you look into our bedroom as well, I still have our fall bedding because I was so in love with it. Before we get into the bedroom and I talk about the plans for that, we'll go over the coffee table. So the coffee table, I will be adding more decor on the coffee table. I want some greenery on here, some like Christmas greenery. I have my new hurricanes that I just got from Wayfair. Those will be going out here as well, but later on in the season. But for now, I wanted just like my regular decor with a kiss of Christmas. So the only thing I added that's Christmas right now is my bowl full of peppermints, and it's just a kiss of red. And I actually really love this look. I saw a picture on Pinterest of silver bowls full of these peppermint candies, and I just thought it was so sweet. And then I usually bring out like my vintage glasses that kind of look like Santa's glasses, and again, greenery. So that's kind of the plan for the coffee table, but I think that this is such a good little introductory to Christmas coffee table. This little piece right here, I actually thrifted this the other day when I went to the thrift store looking for more silver ornaments. I love this. It's actually from Restoration Hardware. I thrifted this for $2.50, and it's a little tea light lamp. So I have a little tea light in there. I will say it's very dim. You can hardly get any light from it, but I just love it on the table right now. It definitely gives a little bit more of a sophisticated look, which is what I'm going for right now. As I mentioned, I was not ready to get rid of my fall bedding. I love this look so much. The buffalo check throw blanket over the headboard is, I just really love it. I love the velvet pillows, my hand embroidered pillow covers that I have right here. I love these. I did these myself, and I really love them. However, I just ordered another set of these pillow covers, these linen pillow covers with this thick flange, because for Christmas I am going to do the same embroidery but in red. So that's a little project that will be coming up on the channel, you know, very soon. And then I'll probably do some decor on the bedside tables. But the only other decor that I'm probably gonna do in our bedroom, again, I'll be updating you with a video when I do the changes. I want to find a buffalo check blanket or plaid. I want to do a throw over the top again. Maybe some velvet red pillows. I'm going to see if these come in red. And then I'll probably swap out the artwork for a wreath with a red bow. But not much in here. I do want to do little kisses of red. I was actually debating on doing green, like green on green, like my wreaths having green. And then I just was like, you know, red is so Christmas, and I love red around Christmas. And Zach really loves color in the home. So I thought, you know what, let's make this a little bit more Christmas and do red. And it just, I don't know, it's just so elegant. After we go through the apartment, we're almost done with the changes that I've made. I'm gonna go over my little list of items that I've purchased or that I'm going to be purchasing for the holiday season. Like my Fraser Fir candle. It is my favorite scent around this time of year, and I'm actually gonna order it today. But right now I have Marshmallow Suede. This is from Target actually. I love this candle because it has a wood wick, so it kind of crackles as it's burning, and we don't have a fireplace, so it kind of gives you that vibe. But I also love the silver container. Like I said, I'm so into silver. I don't know if it'll ever, or I guess I should say polished nickel. But I really love that right now. And then yesterday I went to Trader Joe's and they had Magnolia, which is my Ralph Lauren little vibe that I have. Ralph Lauren mixes their Garland with Magnolia. I just put it all in one bunch here on the island. And I love it. I think it kind of gives me like a fall vibe because it has like the warmth, which is really nice because it still is fall. And mixing this in with the decor, I thought was just a lovely touch. Another thing I love to do in our apartment or in our kitchen for Christmas is I swap out our hand towels for these Williams-Sonoma red towels. This is so fun for me because it's just like a good way to bring in that Christmas red without having it feeling I get a little overwhelmed, and I really like to just do kisses. And I think doing my decor this way where I'm easing into the holiday decor and then doing red for just the month, I think is gonna be so just different and fun for me. But I do love to swap out my towels for these from Williams-Sonoma. And then the other thing I swap out is my oven mitts. I've actually had these for a few years, and I just pack these away with my Christmas decor, same with the kitchen towels. And then when I pull out my Christmas decor, these are there and they're ready for the holiday season. And I just think it's just a cute way to have that Christmas, but I can tuck these away and it doesn't feel like too much. Oh, another thing I picked up from Trader Joe's was this little herb garden. And actually the silver bucket my friend Jenna gifted me. Isn't that so beautiful? I had it on the bar and then I took it off and put it in here. But this is so cool. So I got this little herb garden and it came with a little recipe card and for Thanksgiving stuffing. So I don't think that this will last because of the watering cycle, and I know that rosemary can be a bit overtake the soil. But for now, I love this little greenery, and I just thought, you know, around the holiday season, we do a lot of cooking, and I'm finding that I am getting way more into practical decor, but make it beautiful. So I think that that is such a beautiful way to add a little bit of practical decor, but putting it in a silver ice bucket is just so elegant. The bar, we put the mirror back on the bar, and I am so happy about this. I think that this bar needs this mirror. It just adds this heftiness to this area that just feels handsome and just gritty and just so good. But I did add a couple holiday pieces to the bar. First, I brought out my control because it has oranges on there, and oranges to me is Christmas, you know, dried oranges, like very old world Christmas. So I pulled this up here. Also, I bought this last year at World Market, and I just love nutcrackers. So I have him on the bar. And then I left the cinnamon sticks. I had these out for the fall, but they move into the winter. And then I just added, which is actually so cute because the bar is right by the entry table, I added a little bowl of peppermint candies. Again, a little sprinkle of that red. I was gonna hold off and not do any red until later on in the season, but I don't know, I'm actually kind of loving the red. So I just decided to put just a little bit out. Like I said, I get very overwhelmed with color in the home. So I don't want to like overtake it and then live with it for 2 months because I know I'll get sick of it. But I thought that this was just a cute way to add a little bit of holiday, a little bit more, but not too much. I wasn't planning on adding any of my wreaths until later on in the season. But because I took the mirror from this area, we have the thermostat under here, and I needed to cover it. So I thought, well, I'll just put a wreath there. And it actually is so cute. I do want to also get a real Christmas tree, like a little mini one. I get them every year from the grocery store, so that will go here as well. But until then, I have a bowl full of silver ornaments, a silver bowl full of silver ornaments. I thought that this was so elegant. I really, really love this. Now, I also brought out, or I doubled up, because these bowls I'm actually going to use for my paper whites. I'm so excited for that. And then I just have 2 bowls right here full of more peppermint candies. Now, I do plan, like I said, to put a little Christmas tree right here. And also, one thing I want to sprinkle throughout the apartment this year is paper whites, but I just ordered my bulbs, so I will be doing, like, planting those when I get them in with you. And I just think that that's going to add just, again, sophistication, and that's just kind of the vibe I'm going for. But for now, I thought that this was a sweet little moment. It's very simple, but it's cute. The bathrooms, I definitely want to add more decor, Christmassy hand soap, a little bit more in here, maybe bows, I'm not sure. But for now, I just picked up this greenery from Trader Joe's just to kind of thread in a little bit more of that greenery throughout the apartment. And I love the greenery in these silver wall vases. I think that they're so pretty. I really love them. But I will be adding more decor in here as well. And again, there's gonna be a second video coming. So when I get these changes done, I will update you. But now I wanna go in my office, sit down, and talk about some decor that I have either already purchased, so you guys can kind of see more of the vision, or that I will be purchasing, and other items that I don't know if I'm gonna get, but I have to share because they are so good. Okay, we're sitting in my office now. The things that I've purchased so far, I purchased 10 paper white bulbs. Like I mentioned, I want to sprinkle paper whites throughout the apartment. Now, I don't know if this is enough, but if it's not, I'll order some more, and then they'll just bloom a little bit later so I can enjoy them through the winter a little bit longer. But I think 10 is a good, or excuse me, 20 is a good place to start. Another item I mentioned that I ordered is 4 more garlands to finish up the tree because the backside isn't done. This is my favorite garland. It's so beautiful. As I mentioned, it's such good quality, which I really love. And then I ordered 2 more linen pillow covers that I will hand embroider in red. In my cart, I have my Fraser Fir. I can't believe I haven't ordered that already. I totally forgot, but it's in my cart now, so I will get that ordered. It's my favorite holiday scent. It smells like a Christmas tree, but like a luxury Christmas tree. A little bit of a splurge, but it does last me all season. I have this plaid throw. So it's a red and green plaid. I was kind of thinking about doing more like red and white, but actually with the garland above the, not the garland, the wreath that I plan on putting above the bed, I think with the bow and this, and like, I think it'll tie really, really well together. So this is gonna go over the headboard like my throw that I have on there right now. So I think this will be so beautiful. And then also in here, I have a cream wool throw, and I thought this would be nice to put on the back of the couch, but it will also be a beautiful throw throughout winter. And this is a timeless throw. I could use this all year round, so I thought that this was a really good one. Also in my car, I don't know if I'm gonna get these, but I've been already thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas like tablescapes. I found these tea light lamps, kind of like the one on my coffee table, but this is all glass, very contemporary. I thought these would be really, really beautiful down a tablescape. You could also play with the different colors of tea lights that you do in this. So they have a green one picture, but you could do red, green. You could do, like, I've seen tea lights that are like little like pine cones and different things like that. So I have these in my cart, but I'm not sure about these. I'm still thinking about those, but I do think they'd be so beautiful. If you have a longer table, I think that's like my dilemma, is where am I gonna put them? But if you have a long table, I think these would be so beautiful to add in, even with greenery and taper candles. Oh, these are so, just like an extra little detail. As I mentioned, I do think I'm gonna get new stockings. I'm in between these velvet stockings from Quince. They come in cream, red, and green. I think I would do the cream. But I think I lean just a little bit more towards these cream linen stockings that we can get personalized, which I'm really into right now. And I just think having the cream linen with a cream monogram is gonna be so, just so classy, so beautiful. Honestly, I can't go wrong, but I do lean towards the linen just a little bit more. And like I said, I can kind of mix the linen being a little bit more earthy and a little bit more like, kind of gives that, you know, kind of more casual vibe, with the monogram kind of dresses it up a little bit, that earthy elegance. So I kind of think I'm gonna lean towards these. And the pinstripe too, I like those as well. And then there's just a couple items I want to mention that I have saved, but haven't committed to them yet. First being these plaid silver ornaments from Pottery Barn. These are gorgeous. These are giving, like, you know, that Ralph Lauren vibe that's going around with like the plaid vibe, a little bit handsome, adds a little bit of detail to the tree. And I haven't seen anything like these. I think these are so pretty. Actually, you know what these remind me of? They remind me of the plaid glassware that I shared with you. It's in my Amazon storefront right now. They just give that, like, that vibe, you know, that like Ralph Lauren vibe. As I refine my style this Christmas season, I will absolutely be updating you. I already want to do more like holiday shop with me. There's so much good stuff, and I'm in this like refining stage of my Christmas decor. So I don't swap out my Christmas decor every year. I usually just add to it, but this year I am definitely in a little bit more of an elegant vibe. So I do want to add some plaid napkins and tablecloths to my collection. I love these black watch tartan, which is very Ralph Lauren, and I think that would be the way that I bring in my Ralph Lauren Christmas. And I also really love the red. So they come in a tablecloth and a napkin. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot. I have one more thing I forgot to share. Probably one of my favorite things. So Zach and I decided this year we're just gonna do our stocking stuffers again. So for the past few years, we actually haven't done gifts because we honestly just buy what we need when we need it, but we still like to have something to open up on Christmas morning. So we've been doing stocking stuffers, and it's just been such a sweet little tradition that we started, and we're really enjoying it. So I don't know that I will be buying any new wrapping this year, but I found this wrapping, which I think is so beautiful. And if you're someone who does gifts, I think this is such a good wrapping. It is this tapestry like wrapping. It is so beautiful. I would do this with a velvet ribbon, like a green velvet ribbon. Oh my gosh, it is so stunning, especially if you have been into the tapestry look or you have a little bit of that old world style. This is so beautiful. I am in love. All right, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in a couple days with another. Bye.
I would say we were good together.